And in the streets, the children screamed. The lovers cried and the poets dreamed. But not a word was spoken. The church bells all were broken. American Pie. It was Jim's dad who said that in American Pie. It was one of the later spin-off ones. It was in between.
I was thinking, I don't remember that bit.
It was in between The Naked Mile and American Pie 3. Not many people saw it, but it was about, Arsenal, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And then Don McLean wrote a hit song about it.
Yeah.
In predicting this run, predicting this turn of events.
The downfall.
Yeah.
Must have been tough, was it?
Well, I watched the game last night.
Mm-hmm.
Turned it on.
Yep.
Sarah went to bed.
Yep.
Haven't seen her since. She was gone when I got up. So, Sarah, if you're listening, I want you back.
It was the Arsenal talking.
That wasn't me. That was fucking Kevin De Bruyne possessed my body and made me say those things.
Honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense.
They say many garbage things.
You don't know what you're going to get.
Melodrama upon melodrama. This is a totally utter, shameful, disgraceful piece of nonsense.
He was miles off it yesterday.
You'll learn a lot more if you listen rather than talk all
Plenty
the
of
time.
time, no problem.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a No Nonsense podcast with Cathal and Will. The title race, it's shaping up.
That's one way of putting it.
That's something, I guess, in the background, really. But great week, great day for Arsenal. First time since 2016 that they've guaranteed Champions League football.
That's all that matters.
You told me that, Will.
Yeah.
Start of the season.
You ripped your hand
I'd
off.
taken your hand and broke every finger in it. And I said, don't mess with me like that. Don't play with my emotions. That's how crazy that would have sounded.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I mean, not many people would have said Arsenal top four.
No, definitely not.
But at the same inescapable time,
it's tough.
that was a hell of a performance. I mean, this is the thing, right? This is what annoys me. So I'm mostly a football man. I actually watched the games.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But many people will say that was Arsenal's worst performance of the year.
I would also.
Well, you're not a football man. I mean, look, what can you do with that team?
Yeah, no.
What do you do with that team?
I'll tell you one thing.
Oh, go on.
We have never gotten something so right in our lives as talking about Haaland. Lumping it up to him is like a whole new thing they do.
Honest to God.
It worked perfectly.
It's such a weapon. Get it launched. Get up the big man.
Huge. And he's fast and he can do it all.
And it's one thing to win the ball. I mean, lots of players can win the ball at that.
Yeah.
You can do it at the red course all day. Would you give the pass to De Bruyne? Don't think so.
He's like holding off Rob Holding with one hand. He's taking the ball down perfectly. It's insane.
Like
Arsenal.
Arsenal
And then as well, he's turned Rob.
Yeah.
De Bruyne has the ball. Haaland's gone bursting the other way.
Yeah,
what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, it's not like he just got the ball, get it off, and watch his pass.
No.
Never watch your pass.
He's thinking,
101.
I want to score this.
He's thinking, he's going, I'm going to score, or at the very least, decoy run. Now you get the defense at 6 and 7. Thinking, and the whole thing was, that started from, I think it was Odegaard, chased, I want to say Bernardo Silva, maybe John Stones, into the back corner.
Yeah.
They were chasing like they didn't have Rob Holding on Erling Haaland on the pitch.
Yeah.
They had the tactics of City when they had Aguero.
Yeah.
I think City with Aguero, this would have been a great game.
Oh, yeah.
Because Arsenal were pressing really well. But
you can just lump it over.
It's exactly the Bayern game.
Yeah, it was the carbon copy, the first goal, pretty much.
This has been just an unbelievable secret weapon. Because I remember at the start of the season, it was like they would either win with Haaland just playing Haaland ball, or they would, lose, going back and forth and didn't have the killer pass. Or what if it was Aguero or Sterling with that pace on the side. Like Foden and Grealish are obviously excellent players. But they don't have the same pace as those players to make those little passes. So they go back and forth. That's how they'll drop points this year.
Mm.
And now, just this run, they've managed to marry the two of, we can play that way.
Yeah.
But also,
as soon as it doesn't work, we can lump it up to Haaland and we'll score.
They can play both ways now in the same game.
Yeah,
and now it's
crazy.
just, and Bayern, we'll just press them. They don't have the same players they used to have. And they don't lump it to Haaland. They still try to play pep ball. And here we are. They did against Bayern, lump it up. Haaland's just one-man show.
Yeah.
And of course, he's not one-man show because you have De Bruyne striding through.
Having the game of his life.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's nothing to do with that. And like I said, I think it was after the game. I think, this is the worst thing because, like, just do some kind of, like, sick
Machiavellian.
No,
Machiavellian.
Machism. What's the word? Machoism?
Machoism, like Machism.
Yeah, like
I know the word. I'm trying to say.
I can't say it. Like,
Sadomachism.
I was like, I'm going to say this word perfectly.
I don't know how to say it either.
Unlike Pep City, I don't have that move in my locker. I got to stick to where I know.
Yeah.
But I intentionally watched these things just because I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Watch the next interview.
Yeah.
So they go to John Stones and Kevin De Bruyne after the game, and he goes, "So was that a display of total and utter control?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like,
it's a weird question.
Total and utter control. And then John Stones like takes maybe a second and a half to think about it and goes, "No, I wouldn't say that because it was a really tough game. Did you not see us launching it to Haaland all the time? Like, I mean, they put us under a lot of pressure. Like, and like, to draw a comparison between Dublin and Mayo and Ga, and it was like Dublin always win. I was like, this dumb team that Mayo can't touch them. And in later years, like they'd be on podcasts and stuff and say that team. Like every time you get the ball, there'd be someone in your face, and like it wasn't like playing anybody else, And like we came out on top, but like that's the one. Arsenal, got the best performance of the year as City, rather than Arsenal. Just didn't show up, did they?
No, yeah, it wasn't.
They didn't show up. I mean,
and it was like there was no mad mistakes leading the goals.
No,
it was just City were unreal. It was so good. It was the last 3 games that did it.
Yeah. That's the thing. This was kind of a bit of anticlimax, really, because it wasn't like, they were going to bottle against City.
It was over before they went in. It was over before it started.
Honestly, like, you think Liverpool last year were 2 games away from the quadruple, whatever, a good team at home, and they're trying to go and run themselves. Yeah, that's like, there's no shame in drawing 2-2 in Anfield, right? Really, to be fair. The West Ham one, I mean,
not good.
I don't know. Have you ever seen Mikel Antonio's podcast?
No.
He does it with Callum Wilson. Yeah. I heard about this months back, but it wasn't really an opportunity to show it in. But they're talking about that this year they're trying to like develop their game and like kind of play with the ball more. Whereas last year it was like Rice and Souček break up the middle, release Bowen. And he's gone. He's like 17 assists last year.
Amazing last year.
Whereas this year they're trying to do that, and now teams are catching them on the break.
Yeah,
because he was like, "Yeah, we're trying to do this, and it ain't working." So now they're like in real relegation territory. Like, okay, lads, forget what I said about the passing. So, and they're a team who are struggling, and they are a decent team. They were decent last year, so it's not like a bad team either. You weren't 2 goals out though.
Yeah,
he did miss a penalty.
Yeah,
and then the Southampton one. It's just, I think, the culmination of those last 2 games where like you think, they were good, but we could have won them, and then the doubt sets in. It was those 3 games, but then the Everton game.
Yeah,
that, Sean
there's
Dyche
been
came in,
signs,
and I won one of his 3 games that he won against Arsenal. Like those are the games you got to win.
Yeah,
like it's easy to win the games. Pre-World Cup. I hope that's the thing that we'll just say now, because the World Cup's always in winter. It's like, listen, the pre-World Cup games are the ones that you want to win.
Yeah,
easy ones.
That's where you've laid the foundation.
But yeah, those games when there was no pressure, no expectation, and it was like the big win was against Brentford because they made fun of us last year.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the ceiling. It was like, well, we've achieved all our goals. They're the ones where it's easy to win. These are like against Everton. It's like, Sean Dyche's going to come. He always has a number on you. You don't like it physical, and then you don't. And
in those games when they lost, it was like, still 7 points clear at the top. Well, it's grand. We have time. You don't. As soon as you drop any points, City you're going to make those points up at some stage. It's funnily enough, it's exactly what Gary Neville said would happen. It is, which is very annoying.
Yeah, I mean, it was the thing earlier in the year, like when City beat Arsenal, the next game they drew. Yeah, they dropped points immediately afterwards. Like, okay, this isn't the City team of ball. That would never happen. Yeah, they would win and steamroll everybody in their path. And I guess they're still figuring out, should we pass to Haaland or should we not pass to Haaland? Turns out when the time is right, definitely pass to Haaland. But it was, I think, main thing was Kevin De Bruyne, how good he was.
He was amazing.
And, I know Pep gets a lot of kind of flack for being a bald fraud. And, he's the best managing the world with Messi. Now he's the best manager in the world with Haaland. But like, he really did do a number on Arteta there.
Yes, he sure did.
He really juked him out with shoes there. He was not expecting the kind of the switching back and forth with Haaland, De Bruyne, kind of going back and forth, kind of playing kind of like like a number 10 going beyond, like Dele Alli used to play against with Kane. They kind of thought, okay, man on man, you know, Rodri versus Partey, or I guess Partey marking De Bruyne, he'll do a man mark on him, but like he was talking after the game, I think with BT as well, in that same interview, and like laid it down, like really matter of factly what he was doing. When Partey dumped the ball, I would drop back, and then he's like, "Oh, you're talking to Haaland during the game. Was that to kind of refine the process?" Yes, absolutely, it was. We were talking about like he like laid it out in like such fine detail, which is like just shows the confidence of the man. It's like, I'll tell you exactly what I'm about to do.
Yeah, try stop it.
You won't be able to, man. I mean, Partey, I think after the injury, he's not been as good as he was. Remember that stat where like every game he's played, they've won. Didn't he come back? He's like, he hasn't looked.
There's a mistake a game, pretty much. Like, and like a big mistake.
Obviously, the West Ham one is the most recent one we can think of, but he didn't look like he was at it there.
No,
started this year. I mean, they were saying Partey versus Casemiro. That was the game we got injured against.
Yeah,
or
I think so.
Before that game,
I think he was injured before it.
Yeah, it was. I think they dropped a point against Everton in the game he wasn't playing, but maybe they rushed him back because he was so vital. But like that City midfield, like I say, they were playing with basically Gundogan and Rodri versus the three Arsenal midfield, and then De Bruyne would kind of come and like he was everywhere. Yeah, it looked like kind of a free roll, but he was just everywhere.
He was amazing. Yeah.
So I mean, maybe it was 2-on-2, and then De Bruyne was kind of coming and going, and just fucking ripped them apart.
We had mentioned last week that like it's tough to fight on all fronts. Like I know it's good you're getting the Champions League, but it's gonna be very tough to get to that level of the league again with that on top. You know, it's a good example. In the space of 2 days, Arsenal in one game lost. Who was it again? Saliba and Tomiyasu in the same game.
Yeah,
which means you've lost 2 players, but also Ben White can only replace one at a time.
Yeah.
So then we have to bring Holden in to step down, and then that's it for the rest of the season. And immediately everything plummets. And it's from a fucking knockout game in the Europa League they didn't even really care about.
No, yeah.
And then I think in the same vein, United lost Martinez and Varane in the space of 5 minutes in their Europa League game. That again, same thing.
Yeah.
So it's tough, I think, if you're not City and you don't have the double squad, you got to pick and choose now. There's too many games. There was a World Cup in December.
Yeah, like was Laporte an unused substitute in that game?
Yeah, I think he's done. I think
he would walk into Arsenal.
He would walk into either.
Walk into the second and third place teams. Like, I mean, I know every week I make this excuse, but it's unavoidable. Like, I mean, Foden came on there and he must have said something to Ben White to have him like...
Yeah, he really got in his head. Like,
trying to throttle him by the end of the game. And it's like, yeah, I didn't fucking see him touch the ball. But like, you know, that's just the level of player that could come on. And, you know, it's looking like City's to lose now. Technically, Arsenal are still ahead. You know, would you rather, you know, have, you know, the points to win or have the points to bag like Arsenal?
Yeah. It's a tough one. It's just so mentally crushing.
Yeah.
Whatever if it's a close game. You got fucking hammered.
Yeah.
So then it's like, oh, what is the point? They're never going to lose again.
Yeah. 08-09, Man United lost twice to, I guess probably, I don't remember if they were a better side. I said this when they lost to City. It's like, okay, well, I think they've shown everybody that City are the better side. Yeah. But that's not always who wins the league. You know, it's about the fucking mundane midweek games that have been thrown together because, you know, the Premier League went, oh, well, actually, we're going to play those games today because, you know, we need to the viewership. Well, every year there seems to be games in the week. Why can't they ever get it right, Will?
I don't know.
Why every year? It's like, all right, let's go through this one more time. 20 teams, yes? Yes, everybody agree. 20 teams.
August to May.
They play each other. Well, don't look at me. I'm asking you. They play each other, what, twice each? Oh, I can't do this.
Oh, and we forgot about Burnley.
And they play what the weekend. So the weekend is what? It's Saturday. It's Sunday. Okay, and
maybe Friday. We do the Monday thing as well.
Should we do less M&F or more M&F? You know, every year, like there's like games in the middle of the fucking week. I know. Okay, the Queen died was one fucking. I guess that was 2 weekends.
2 weekends.
Is that well? If the Queen doesn't die every year, what is it every year? I don't know.
Next year will be the good test because there's no men's European or world football this summer, apart from like the Nations League.
Yeah.
But there's no excuse. The players should be well rested, and there should be loads of space in the schedule for matches.
I challenge you that there's been many years there's been no excuse.
Yeah.
Often, like anybody who plays fantasy, like you're waiting for that double game week to come.
Yeah, why is there a game week on Tuesday and Wednesday, and also Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Yeah.
and also the next Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Like, honest to God, it's
called a game week.
It's those games that are the ones that, like, you know, you have to have the squad.
Yeah.
You have to have. I think that's as much as anything the experience, because it's like, you know, you're playing a lower team in the middle of the week. These are probably the hardest game than playing Man United on the weekend.
Yeah,
because you're all up for that one. You know, this one is going to be at 8:00 at night. You know, you're going to be home by 10, and you're back. You know, anyways, I won't make excuses for Arsenal, but like, you know, I'm just saying, I thought there was a chance.
Yeah.
I knew that City were better than them back when they beat them the first time. But then, like I said, City dropped points immediately, uncharacteristically. Like, well, that's when your luck is in. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's up to Real Madrid.
Yeah, it really
to stop
is.
the treble, because
Oh, God,
I don't know. Well,
I can't see United beating them in the FA Cup.
They were so good.
They're amazing.
How do you stop that long ball?
It all goes back. The thing that gives every team trouble. Imagine that tactic, but both of the players doing it are the best in the world. 3, Ederson as well. He can put it on his foot no matter where he's on the pitch.
It was just, he was under so much pressure, and he just looked like he was looking down the ball, head of the ball, get that cleared. I went straight to him.
Yeah, onto his foot. It was mental.
Like, Jesus is very good at that as well, at getting the ball and holding it up. And
Yeah.
that's what Arsenal were missing for a long time as well. Like someone to hold the ball. But if you're, say, holding, or whoever marking him, like, you are going to come to the back of him. That's just, technically a foul, but you're going to come to the back of him in the guise of going for the ball.
Yeah.
And if you're a big guy, like Rob Holding's a big guy, to knock him off, you don't have to use unreasonable force.
Yes, it's a push.
It's like, I was going for the ball, but also I hit him 3 different points, my hip, my shoulder, and my leg, you know, and that will knock him off. And realistically, you won't be able to get the touch.
Yeah.
Haaland's so big,
it doesn't matter.
You'd have to use unreasonable force to go through him, and it would just go, it would never look like, I was just going for the ball. It's like, you clearly went to knock him over.
Yeah.
So he's so big, and then his touch is as good as Jesus and anybody else.
Yeah.
That, like, if you're going to do that, you have to actually foul him every time. And you have maybe 3 of those.
Before the rest, like, hey, I've seen that every time.
You're booked now, one more you're off.
Yeah.
And it's, 20 minutes in. You're like, and then, like, they kept looking for it then. Like, he was like, I'm on holding. It's like fucking LeBron with him in the NBA. Like, give it to me. I'm open. And they, like I say, pinpoint passes under savage pressure from Arsenal, but just
ridiculous.
And then, of course, like, when they weren't doing that, when they were setting off, then it was like just fucking pinging passes around. I will say, last year we called this, that City, every hates City and their owners, and it's so bad football, but like the team itself was very boring.
Yeah.
Like Kevin De Bruyne, probably, I at this point, above Gerrard, above Scholes, above Lampard. I mean, the ability that he has and the goals and everything else. I mean, like Scholes had the goals and the passing, but he didn't have the athleticism that De Bruyne has. I mean, he has all of it, but he's so boring. He's like, oh God. Like, again, afterwards, like, okay, so what I did was I was waiting for Partey to be free, and then I would go behind. It's like,
shut up.
Say fucking big game. Some people built for us. That's what we want to hear. But Haaland,
he's the guy.
And Grealish as well. Like winding people up. Fucking, this is what we said. Grealish and Haaland make this team a super team.
Yeah, and it did. We were bang on.
Like,
I tell you, every Man City billboard you're going to see, it has the boys' faces on it.
like Grealish again, which is very likable, but like I think it was Partey who got up his face, and then Grealish just pushed him back, saying, "What you want to do actually?" Was usually,
what do you want to do? Hurt me? He'll get sent off.
If that was Gundogan, he would have put his hands up in the air and said, "Ref, I don't know what's going through this buffoon's head, but I'm just trying to play the beautiful game." Whereas Grealish grabbed him back, grabbed the other arm, and then pushed him back and said, "I bet you fucking won't," And Partey was not expecting that. He was like, "Well, fucking, you pushed me there a second ago, and you shouldn't have done that." And then, that was nothing in comparison to fucking Haaland.
Yeah,
just fucking taking his hair down.
That's
scoring a goal.
That was mental. That was like something you'd see in a movie.
That was just iconic. It was, I can see it in the documentary. When the lid comes off all the financial doping. And they go, this is the kind of disrespect that they were showing to other teams. That'll be the clip, and then him celebrating, and I'll show Arsenal Yeah, they won the league that year by 10 points. They also broke 16 flash fair play rules and swept all on the rug. You know, and I'll show Haaland rip off the you know, as the bad guy kind of moment. Or if it never comes out, it's going to be like in Manchester City lore forever.
Yeah.
Like that is just, you know, a moment. I mean, there's one going around still on Sky Sports. You know, the one where Ginola ripped off his shirt and reveals an 8-pack and it looks like someone who's on steroids. Who knows back in the 90s. But apparently someone said he was fat. He was overweight. Like, you know, the classic thing, like, these players are fat, overweight. I don't know what the last coach was doing. And then, especially that long hair, David Ginola. And then the next game he ripped off his shirt. And that was, I think, for Villa, I think it was.
Right.
But that's like a Sky Sports mayoral moment. This is fucking to win the league.
Yeah, this is insane.
Yeah.
Even the thought to do it. It's like, get this off me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's probably a boring story about how it broke. And it was like, whatever, I just wanted to score, you know.
But it's funny in sport because these things always like take on a life themselves. Even for him, I could see now in the future if he's like, we need a goal. It worked once. I'll give it another go.
Oh, like a
woof, yeah.
Like fucking Big Show taking off the strap. Oh no, folks.
The hair is down.
The hair is down. He's going for it.
If he does it again, he's going to do it for the rest of his life. At the last 10 minutes, they're a goal down, the hair is coming down.
Yeah.
And it'll work because defenders will start thinking, oh no, I've seen this before. Every time he does this, he scores.
I remember there was a hurler from Cork. I think it was Ben O'Connor. I think it was a twin. I don't think it was Jerry. I don't think it was Ben and Jerry. But I think Ben O'Connor is definitely his name. And, you know, before he used to wear the helmet, Trevor, what you wore, it wasn't legal.
Yeah.
To not wear
I want to feel like, boys.
Some people wore the helmets, people didn't. They kind of were coming in briefly and then eventually they just brought underage and now everyone wears a helmet. It's just normal. But then he was wearing the helmet, having not worn it for years for protection. And then by the second half, he was like, I'm sweating to death here. I gotta take this helmet off. So like, not on the halftime, depending how he's going. So like, if he took the helmet off, it's like, oh, he's literally getting hot. He's heating up, you know, and the helmet would come off. It's like, oh, there he is. And then you could see his face and everything. So it was like a very kind of a powerful thing when Cork were good. So yeah, if he keeps doing it, I mean, it'll be like akin to a sporting kind of psychological tool. As well as them just being better than everybody else. I mean, do they need more help? But they have it.
I tell you, he is, like, we've talked about it loads, but he is, I think, very possibly could be the next top guy. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like up there at Messi and Ronaldo, or like even surpassing some records. Yeah, because he's outrageous and he's so young still. Yeah, and it's just like, again, adding new wrinkles to his game. Like,
psychological warfare.
It's like, imagine if Lewandowski was a massive man. Like, he was 4 inches taller than he is. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, he is just built for it.
Yeah, he's built different for sure. No, it was an impressive win, I have to say, by City. They really have clicked finally, which is nice for them.
Now, this was a big build up to this game. This was a big one. Do you think there's even the slightest chance that City get complacent now? Like, whew, we did it. We won the big one, and then slip up and drop points.
Possibly, but I think they're just so good. Yeah, you know, it's that kind of quality factor that they have. Like, Arsenal have been excellent, and I think they're like everyone gets stick for bottling things because it's something that I guess you can control. You know, like, obviously I'm not Haaland. I'm not 6'3", you know, genetically gifted that way. But, you know, whether he keeps his pressure, I keep my pressure. You know, you can train your brain to kind of be cool under pressure. So if you bottle it, it's like, I wouldn't have. And you can't prove I wouldn't have. But I can say, well, you're not as tall as Haaland. I can see right there. You're too short. You know, so you can't say these things. So you say, oh, you bottled this. I think if City were to, you know, lose concentration or whatever, something that I would personally never do. I think the genetic qualities that they have,
it doesn't matter.
The ability will oversee them. I mean, who are their final few?
I'm not too sure. I'll look it up here. So City have Fulham, West Ham, Leeds, Everton, Chelsea, Brighton,
draw. Is that the last game?
Brentford is the last game.
2 draws.
There's a lot of games left. There's more than I thought. But again, these are like Wednesday, Saturday. So it'll be over in like 2 weeks.
They'll draw those last 2, having Arsenal already drop points and have it wrapped up.
Yeah.
That's my feeling, Will.
That is what I think is going to happen as well.
Also, I said 2-2. It was 4-1.
4-1. What did I say?
You said 3-1.
I think 3-1, yeah. It's close.
You didn't see Haaland ripping off his headband, did you?
That's true. I didn't predict that.
How could you?
Yeah.
How could you? I don't see them. No, it's just they're too good. There's just not. I mean, Haaland's already broken the goal scoring record, so that's already.
I think he's on 50 now.
Yeah, he's broken the 38 game record.
Yeah,
equaled the
Salah. Well, the other one,
the 41 game.
Yeah,
that doesn't fucking matter, really, does it? I mean, I guess to beat it outright,
it's fucking crazy. It's 3 extra games, and he has 5 games to go.
It matters. It does fucking matter. But I mean, for him personally, he's not thinking, I was too off a record that they can't actually exist anymore. But yeah, maybe that's his last thing. Like if I get to 35 goals, or no, whatever did they get? I think it's 34.
34, yeah.
If he gets to 35 goals, then maybe he's done. Which is 3 goals away?
Yeah.
Which could happen in the next game.
Yeah, exactly. Tell you who's had a mayor. Remember that guy who was like, to think he's going to come in and win the Golden Boot is disrespectful. He's had a real mayor.
Nah, he's actually made a career off it.
That's true, yeah.
And I see him all the time now. Now, listen, I'm saying made a career. He was already on Sky Sports. No, he wasn't on the main show, but he was there.
He was on the morning, yeah.
He was getting in on shows on Sky Sports.
True.
He was well on his way. I mean, those kind of hot takes. That's the kind of stuff we should be doing, you know?
Yeah.
If you think outrageous about that, get us on Sky Sports. You put me on, I'll say whatever you want.
Yeah.
You write the hot takes, I'll say them.
Disrespectful to the establishment.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy, a year he'll never forget, I'd say.
Yeah. Every goal that goes in, he's probably like, oof.
Like in 20 years when they're discussing like the next guy, it's like, well, but do you remember actually when Haaland first came in the Premier League? Yeah.
That's another clip in the documentary.
Yeah, no, I do actually remember that year. That's how I built this whole empire.
Yeah. Do you think this is a season that Arsenal can push on from? Like, look, we've had a really good season. Or is this like a death now for the team of like, oh, I'll never forget that. Like, you remember Gerrard says about the slipper, he's like, it keeps me awake every night still.
Well, I think that's Gerrard's personality.
Yeah.
You could see what what his personality did that Aston Villa team.
Yes.
Sucked the life out of them.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't know. I think who's the best players for Arsenal? Who's the players you could see, someone signing from?
Odegaard.
Right.
Martinelli.
There you go. Odegaard spent 4 or 5 years at Real Madrid. 6, as a wonder kid. I think he'll be
fine.
he'll be a pains to go back to a Barcelona or Real Madrid because he's seen how the sausage is made. He's like, it's a rough place. You think, I'm going to go be glad to go, but it's not like that. If you're not good straight away, they're going to be really mean to you.
Yeah, a lot of whistling.
Yeah. You want to get your ears checked before you go over there because don't think it's the normal thing happening. That's the whistling doing that 2 years. So he's not going to be run on a plane to Madrid or even PSG or anything. Because he's like, listen, I've done it. Been there, done that. Got the mental scars from it. I'm going to give Arsenal a couple more years maybe before the ship really sinks.
Yeah.
Martinelli has been bad.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah.
Has he scored against a top 4 team?
Ooh, that I don't know. Good question.
He hasn't scored against City. He didn't score against Man United, I don't think, either time.
No, definitely not Man United.
That's 2 and 3.
We're really setting us up here for
for a hot take.
For a wrong on each one, I'd say.
Okay, look up Martinelli this year and the teams and on trademark. Just show the ones beside the teams they scored against. That's probably the best way to go. I didn't know Transfermarkt was like crowd made.
Oh, really?
Made. Yeah, I thought it was like a guy.
Yeah,
in Germany, just typing furiously.
Transfermarkt.
I thought it was just one guy who was just typing all these stats. Apparently, it's all like fan sourced.
So, he said he hasn't been good. He's been bad lately. So he didn't score against City. He scored against Southampton, assist against West Ham, goal and assist against Liverpool.
Yeah,
assist against Leeds, goal against Palace, goal against Fulham. No goal against Bournemouth, 2 goals against Everton, goal against Leicester, goal against Villa.
Okay, well, I didn't hear City, didn't hear Newcastle, I didn't hear Man United. I mean, look, he scored against the bad teams, Sure. Okay.
No, he actually didn't score against any of the big teams.
He hasn't scored against Chelsea, has he?
No, he has not.
I mean,
Still to play though.
Who are the teams they lost? They scored in those games.
The
draws.
Let me see here.
Give me something here, Will. I'm trying to make a case that he won't get bought this summer because he's been so horrendously bad that no one would touch him.
Yeah, he scored in a lot of games they lost.
Yeah, well,
he also got a goal and assist against Liverpool.
Yeah,
in the same game, and an assist against Tottenham also.
Who hasn't? Who hasn't against Tottenham?
So maybe we'll cut that.
Nah, fuck it, leave it in. I think they're the two players that you could see. I'm obviously Saka, but English players rarely go abroad. It's money. For
he's a homegrown boy. You can't imagine leaving.
So yeah, I think the team will be blown up. I think the midfield. Everybody could do better. I mean, look, fucking sign Benzema if you want to fucking compete with Man City. That's how you're going to compete. You need someone as good as Haaland. You need someone as good as De Bruyne in the middle. You need to fucking sign Jude Bellingham.
You need,
whatever you wanted to say to compete, but like,
you need two of everyone.
This is the reality, I think, for Arsenal.
Yeah,
is that you're going to get a chance like this every now and again.
Yeah, and
20 years to be exactly.
Yeah,
but you're not going to compete consistently with City. Look at Liverpool this year. Like, it's just
Yeah.
So will they be back? Maybe. I mean, Chelsea look like they're in free fall.
I don't know how they're turning that around.
I think,
especially with their newly linked manager.
Yeah, Mauricio Pochettino.
Yes,
he's on the way back in.
Who is already similar to when Rafa came into Everton.
Yeah, the
Chelsea fans, I've seen a lot of them being like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, this guy," which never works. You never get them on your side. No. One loss, you're like, I knew it. I hate this guy.
Yeah,
he hates us.
It's kind of a turn for the books for them, for Chelsea signing a former Tottenham manager.
Bad sign.
Bad sign for Tottenham.
You need to stay away from each other. You're both doing terrible.
Yeah, for Chelsea, it's like, oh, are we the bad team now? Yeah. What's going on? We usually get, what's going on? So I mean, that might be part of it, but at this point, like, what are you going to say? Keep Frank?
Yeah.
Come on.
Do you want to hear a great stat about Frank?
Go on.
He is now 1 loss away from 0 wins, 0 draws, 7 losses.
No way.
The managerial 007.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, that deserves a Sky Sports graphic.
Genuinely, it's getting to the stage where I would sack Frank.
You'd sack him.
Yeah. Someone needs to win.
No one wanted it in the first place. That's why Frank took it.
Yeah.
So no one is going to come in now and take it off him.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's 007. Fucking hell.
One off.
They can't mathematically be relegated, apparently.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Because the teams at the bottom have to play each other, so they can't, they can't all pass them out.
Yeah.
So they are safe in that regard.
Just about.
Which is a mad thing to say.
A mad thing to say about Chelsea. They're mathematically safe from relegation.
But yeah, 39 points in almost April.
Yeah.
They lost again.
I think they've scored 30-something goals this season.
I mean, 600 million.
It's insane.
No striker. Buy. Take all that money.
Yeah.
Buy 2 strikers. Everything else is pretty okay. I mean, the defense, sure, that needed investment, obviously. I don't know where you even start with it.
No, they're insane.
I literally do not know enough about football administration.
Yeah, how do you fix that?
To fix that mess. But I mean, surely FFP is going to, the hammer's going to come down with a vengeance.
It was his clever plan of it's spread out over 8 years. Yeah. So we have all these players who aren't performing and they've no reason to ever perform again because they're guaranteed the most money they've ever had in their life for the next 8 years.
I mean, whoever comes in is coming like an international team. It's like, look, we have who we have, right? Yeah. My job is to play the players we have, Like, they can't buy more players.
No way. Where are you going to put them?
You can't register them all. So what are you going to do? Like, put Modric with the under 21s for the next 6 years? I have no idea how they're going to figure this out.
It's insane.
Liverpool have, I think the run is on. I think we're stamping the run.
Yeah, we're in it.
You know why?
Like
Trent in the middle.
Everyone's been saying it for years.
Trent in midfield.
Yeah, literally years. People have been saying he is really good at that and not that good at the other thing he has to do here, which he wouldn't have to do if he was over there.
He got the most assists of any player ever for a month in April. And previously, other people who got that award was all in December.
Yeah.
In part because of the games.
Yeah.
More games, more chances of assisting people.
Yeah.
But I think Sky Sports put, I think it was Sky Sports, I'm very sure. They put up a video of his best assists. A lot of them was when he's in lots of space.
Yeah.
You know, which I guess maybe lots of this are, I don't know, but we'll see how this works out, this midfield thing, this Cancelo type midfielder, Zinchenko type midfielder. I don't know, but Liverpool look like they could make a push for it. I think Liverpool play Villa, who play Man United, who play Liverpool.
Yeah,
no, they've already played Man United, haven't they?
They've played Man United, I think.
Have Liverpool Man United have a second game?
No, Liverpool United played twice.
But Villa play United.
Villa have to play both, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's looking like a three-way battle there for fourth because of the injuries that Man United have, especially. It's a bad time for it.
And speaking of...
Breaking news from the past.
What is the score in the Man United Tottenham game, which is a big game for top four?
Yeah.
47 minutes in Tottenham's home ground, the game they guaranteed we will perform. We will win this game for you, the fans.
Oh.
2-0 down. Jadon Sancho and Rashford.
Oh, damn.
Big trouble for Tottenham.
Man, they must have known about Rashford before the game. They would never guarantee to win with him in the team.
Not good. After their... So we talked about the crushing defeat. Did you see the clip of the guy talking about being in the petrol station when Spurs were playing Newcastle?
No.
So this guy pulled in to put petrol in his car.
Yeah.
And the radio was on. He said the Newcastle Tottenham game kicked off. He walked into his shop. He got petrol. He took money out of an ATM. He was stuck in a queue. Came back. It was 5-0. He said there must have been some mistake.
Well, was it 5 minutes after 20 minutes?
4-0, sorry, 4-0.
Okay, yeah.
4-0 after 20 minutes, yeah.
1 for 20 minutes. That's a long time in the petrol station.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
That's an abnormally long time in the petrol station.
Yeah.
But even still.
It's mad.
Yeah.
So then after that game, Spurs put out multiple statements. One from Daniel Levy. They sacked the caretaker manager, who was...
Stellini,
who was using all of Conte's tactics, so it was like the same manager was still there.
It's like nothing changed.
Yeah. So they sacked him. Levy put out a statement saying, "My bad, terrible decision." And he ended the statement with, "Come on, you Spurs," and signed it Daniel. So he's one of us. He's one of the fans.
Yeah.
Is the idea. And then the players put out another statement saying, "It's on us," which Daniel Levy just said it was on him. So who is it?
Yeah.
But they said, "It's on us.
No
never happen again. We're ashamed." They refunded the away fans, which is nice. But then they guaranteed that they'd bounce back against Man United with a result, which is mental.
They're lying as we speak.
They're lying. They lied to you.
Yeah, cashing checks there. 2 left feet can't cash.
So now you're in trouble because what is the...
Writing checks their feet can't cash. Let me get that saying right. Go on.
What is the cutoff for refunding the fans now? You've set a precedent.
I know. Well, what were the other games this year?
Yeah.
You know?
If they lose 4-0 today, that's a bad result. And you're at home.
You can't be refunding the fans. Like.
No, you can't.
You got to say, look, them's the breaks, you know?
Yeah.
Because you're admitting then that you didn't try.
Yeah.
Which is always the suspicion of fans.
Yeah.
But you can never say it. It's like, listen, we didn't really care about that game. We thought Newcastle, I have no kind of beef with them, so I didn't really try. So look, I give you money back.
Look,
no hard
here's
feelings.
10% of all of our weekly wages. It really doesn't make too much of a difference.
Yeah. It's, you know, I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they guaranteed to win.
Another weird decision in a long line of mad Tottenham decisions.
Do you know what I think happened?
What was that?
I think it was Harry Kane's idea.
I could see that.
To make people think, wow, this place really is a shit show.
Yeah.
This is his new agent's idea. He's like, Harry, this is the time we strike. We don't go on TV with Gary Neville, okay? I know I've mentioned it before, and I said I would mention it again. It's just to remind you one more time, it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
This is how you do it.
I know. Shush, I know.
I know. Gary Neville, whatever. This is how you do it.
Yeah.
You got to get the fans on side. Make Tottenham out to be the worst club in the world. Then you can leave.
We need the fans to feel sorry for you. You alone.
Empathy is your best friend right now.
Yeah.
Okay? They cannot feel that you deserve anything if you don't deserve it.
We want them clamouring for you to go to Man United.
Yeah.
Out of respect.
That's my feeling on it.
Do you know what we should do, lads? Just an idea.
I think he saw the apology from Daniel Levy, and before anyone else could see it, Lads, everybody get together. Write an apology. This isn't good enough. We're on right apology now. And let's get some ideas. Emerson Royale. We'll win the next game. Perfect. Put that down on paper. Send. I know, Harry looks like Daniels said, oh, did he, yeah? Right, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. This has been some underhanded stuff, some filibustering here from Harry Kane. Just get the letter out, and how he sealed his face. I mean, this is a joke of a club. Like.
Yeah, it's in free fall.
Because it happens to all clubs, like, oh, Man City have no fans, and fucking, Spurs always bottle it, and whatever. And I I try and stray away from these kind of like stereotypes. Like, Spurs and this kind of stuff. I'm like, man.
Every week.
2 apologies.
2 apologies.
Guaranteeing wins, refunding fans, like admitting that you didn't.
Again, like no one died. You lost the fucking game.
I know, yeah.
They scored a goal in the second half.
It's been a long season, but it was this season that Harry Maguire got buried online for like coming out, like, it was like 2 apologies.
The weekly apology, yeah.
I think it happened twice.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, the weekly apology. Here we go. The weekly segment with Harry
Apology
Maguire.
FC.
Like I say, I know it's a long season, but like that happened this year.
Yeah. You got to learn from it.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Learn from other people's mistakes. You can't just go out and apologize for playing badly because, like, you did try. I'm assuming Tottenham players did try and they just, like, dropped the heads or whatever. But, like,
again, it sets the precedent. Like, that is what happened with United, I assume, where they had a bad loss. They're like, lads, get on your Instagrams and apologize to fans. And then it's like every game, it felt like they would lose a game 1-0 and there'd be 20 apologies. Like, oh, not good enough. We go again. Sorry. It's like, fucking get on with it.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Like, I'm sorry I lost that game. And you lose again. Are you sorry about this one?
Yeah.
Yes. Well then. Sorry.
And it's just the optics of it, of like, well, if you're really sorry about the game, get off Instagram, mate, even though it's definitely not you.
Yeah. Like, it's that kind of image of them, like, not training.
Yeah.
And being on Instagram.
Drafting the perfect apology, like.
Yeah, no, I can't make credit today. I've got work to do. Like, that's obviously not the case, but it's just, people want the image of them just training in the gym and being on the pitch and just eating their dinners in the dressing room. That's all I want to see. But
that was the big one. What turned United season around was when they got hammered by Brentford. Didn't apologise. The news came out that they all ran for 20 miles or something, and Ten Hag did it with them. And the fans were like, oh, I like this guy. I'm going to get behind him.
Yeah. Maybe it wasn't that. Was it this season Maguire was apologising?
Yeah, this season and
it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he did have a few at the start.
It's hard to remember.
He is now, as well, I saw, still the most expensive defender, I think, of all time.
Really?
If not all time, definitely in England. Because he was like 80 million or 70 million.
Yeah. It's hard to know pounds, euros.
He is now the 5th choice centre-back at United.
Yeah. We have a clip up where we said that this is the end of him being considered a top.
Yeah.
Like, it just felt like it was gone,
Yeah.
And I don't think they'll get it back, but yeah.
There it is.
There it is. Where was there are other games on tonight, isn't there? There's
I'll tell you.
some more breaking news from the past, perhaps.
Southampton are playing Bournemouth. Bournemouth are 1-0 up after 85 minutes.
But you're saying that they're not 2-0 down, then 3-1 down.
No, Southampton have not managed a goal in this game.
That's insane. Not Walcott, no?
No.
Fuck. That's so strange.
Everton are losing 4-1 to Newcastle, so 4 more
They didn't
goals.
go 1-0 up, actually.
No.
They didn't get a Tarkowski header.
No.
And then just like hold out for the game, no?
No. Newcastle scored 4 after this.
Yeah, that's, again,
interesting.
Bizarre results tonight. These midweek games, they'll throw any kind of result, won't they?
And then, United still 2-0 up against Tottenham. That is today's games.
Yeah, well, I think that probably that wraps up, I'd say, Will.
Yeah.
In many ways.
Yeah, in multiple ways.
I was just thinking this night over in the car that if Arsenal lose this league, United's injury crisis doesn't kind of get steadied. Liverpool make this run, knock United out of the top 4. They'll lose the FA Cup final.
Yeah.
Between us, 1 Carabao Cup, 1 Champions League spot. I won't be fucked doing this anymore. I'm going to sit here talking about Man City versus Liverpool for another year. Fuck that. This was the year where we take it back.
Do you know what's funny as well? Champions League and Carabao Cup would literally be the most successful season we've both had in a few years. Like combined.
I know.
That we're on the up.
I can't be fucked with this anymore. This is some bullshit. Well, look, if you think this is some bullshit, but in a good way, patreon.com/no nonsense podcast.
Yeah.
2 episodes a week. One free one.
Yep.
One bonus one. And a second podcast series called After the Nonsense, which we're about to get into right now.
Yeah, straight away.
It's Thursday night, which is basically Friday, you know?
Yeah, bank holiday coming up, our favourite.
Oh,
the banker.
Yes. Yes.
Tell you, nothing gets us going on After the Nonsense like a day off work.
Oh, I needed this. God, my second job is hell right now. Fucking hell. My coworker's a dick.
So yeah, if you want to sign up, it's in the link is in the description here.
Yeah.
Support the show, $5 a month, you know, all that. Here's a little clip from After Nonsense.
Nice.
Yeah.
I hope the government buys the podcast. That would be.
We have to shut it down. How much do you want, boys?
That would be the dream. Is this became a government podcast?
It's a weird dream.
So we get to the podcast.
Run.
We get to the podcast, but it's state run. And
by the Irish state.
So like, even though we're losing money hand over fist, they'll never shut down because like it's an essential amenity for people.
Yeah. We're public service workers.
RT gets shut down and they said, okay, right, it's just cheaper to get like the 17 worst podcasts in Ireland, bring them under one umbrella, put that out, and everyone hates us, but like we keep making money. No one knows our face.
Boys, do not answer the door to the podcast license collector. Tell them we don't have Spotify.
I have a sensor here that shows that you have Spotify in the house. That was the old owner. Wow.
Amazing.
Very relaxed.
Yeah. Very chill.
I mean, although the last time I said that, you had me
roaring
about a hypothetical lotto winner that I don't even know even exists. I think I saw it on a TV show once. But a bus driver.
Because like, wow, those guys are pretty cool.
Wow, chill. Nice. I don't want to relax those guys. No, usually it's chill, but I get some. Sometimes I come with a little pen and paper of stuff I want to talk about. Which, if you can't on the podcast, where else would you do that?
You just let it bounce around your head until you go insane.
It's like that or adult therapy.
No, thank you.
Come on.
Can I record this session and put it out weekly?
Because I've been doing it for 6 weeks already. I just wanted to see if you're cool and you want to be a guest and credited. I could tag your Instagram on it. Your business Instagram.
Honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense.
They say many garbage things.
You don't know what you're going to get.
Melodrama upon melodrama. This is a shameful, disgraceful piece of nonsense.
Seagulls, balls off the yesterday.
You'll learn a lot more if you listen rather than
Go ahead.
chuckle all
Plenty
the
of
time.
time, no problem.